this show started. As you know, my name is Lori, Women's Health on the Go, where I provide telemedicine for women. And this is for women who are basically on the go and need health care, or maybe they don't have health insurance and they need access to birth control, morning after pill, treatment for simple vaginal infections, talk about menopause, all these wonderful things that we can do via telemedicine, which is basically a visit via video stream. Right now you're seeing me. The difference is that I would actually see you. It's almost like if you're FaceTiming or Skyping someone. So if you're in need for a visit, go and visit our website, womenshealthonthego.com. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, make sure you do. We got a great pamphlet, free pamphlet with lots of great stuff in there about how to take care of the girls and the JJ down there. So as I said before, we were to have a guest, unfortunately, had a family emergency and she's not able to come. But the good part is that I actually did get certified in aromatherapy, and that was this topic for tonight, talking about aromatherapy and essential oils. So you're still going to get the same show, just you're going to be stuck with just me tonight. So hopefully that is okay with you. The reason why I want to talk, I want to start bringing in also, whether it's guests or just talking about alternative ways that we can care for ourselves. I get a lot of patients that want just the regular conventional kind of medicine prescription, and then there's people who come to me and they want to have natural ways, alternative ways, or complementary ways, however you want to word it. They want to learn about these things. So I thought it would be a good idea to start incorporating that into the show. I do try to, when I do have the shows, I do talk about some herbs that can help with certain situations, but there are so many other things. Essential oils, acupuncture, naturopathic medicine, massage, there's essential oils, there's so many different, I can keep going on. There's also energy helping, health, energy, energy healing. Oh my goodness. So there's lots of different things, but I just thought that I would start off with a simple kind of one and just talk about essential oils / aromatherapy. So what are essential oils? Essential oils are, I guess you would call it the essence of a plant or a flower or a root. We can get essential oils from various parts of things that we find in nature. Sometimes there's essential oil of rose, so that is of the flower. Or you may have cinnamon bark, which is like a cinnamon stick. There's different, or you'll have lemon essential oil, which is from the rind of the lemon. So basically it's the essence of the plant or the root or the leaf. And the way that we get this essential oil is basically by certain different distilling processes. There's one where it's called cold press, which would be definitely from the rinds of a lemon, orange, bergamot, all these different kind of things, where they actually take the rind and press it. The liquid that comes out from that, it will separate, it will have the oil and they'll have the liquid, and the oil is the essential oil. Or you have steam distillation, where you have all of your plant material in a steamer. It steams it, the steam goes up, and it's a pretty cool kind of contraption. But the steam goes up, it goes through this pipe, and then what comes out is a layer of liquid and a layer of oil. And when they separate, the oil is what you get essential oil from. Now, when we talk about essential oils are highly concentrated. It's not like herbal medicine, where that's a little bit, I would say, a little bit more mild, where when you're dealing with essential oils, they're very concentrated, they're very potent, so you don't necessarily need a lot of an essential oil to help you with this various kind of things. And they're really precious. The thing that I really like essential oils, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here that I'm going to show you that I actually use essential oils with a lot of things, but it takes so much, like rose petals upon, like a room full of rose petals here, to make just like a little jar of essential oil. So it's you know, it is very precious because, you know, our creator, whoever it is that you feel that is our creator, gave us this wonderful earth, Mother Earth, Gaia. You know, she's with us, she provides us with these plants and stuff like that. And when we have to use a whole lot of something just to get a little something, we should really honor it and cherish it. So basically, I think essential oils are very wonderful, but that we should honor them. Absolutely. What can we do with essential oils? What can we take care of? There are a lot of things that we can take care of when it comes to essential oils. You can have a cut on your hand and you can put, like, lavender is a great essential oil for wound healing. You can put a little bit of lavender essential oil in that to help with healing. You can have what we call dysmenorrhea, which is cramps, which I can personally say that I've had lots of cramps depending on the month, and I got a little bottle here just to show you. I created a bottle with different essential oils in it with what we call a carrier oil. Essential oils are basically when you're making like a blend or something for yourself, you put a certain amount of drops in what we call a carrier oil. A carrier oil, it could be simple as coconut oil or avocado oil or sesame oil or olive oil. Those are considered carrier oils. And I just made like a roller blend, and I just kind of roll it, you know, on my stomach around that time, and the properties of the essential oil get absorbed into right in my belly area. And it is amazing how this actually works to help relieve menstrual cramps. I have to say that when I started learning about and getting, you know, going through the whole certification and stuff like that, you know, you had to make blends for yourself, you had to do things for other people, and I was always surprised, like, oh my gosh, this stuff really, really works. It's amazing. So this really, really helps. So you can use it for painful periods. You can use it for an upset stomach. You know, I have another one that has rosemary and peppermint essential oil in it, and when I have upset stomach, I just roll it on my belly, especially when we have, again, sometimes with our, you know, when we're getting our period, our bowel movements can change a little bit and we can get a little upset stomach, and that's really helpful for that. It can help with the vaginal infections. You do have to be very careful if you're using them for vaginal infections. There is, you know, making sure that you there's a way to make suppositories and make sure you're in a carrier oil, and depending on the essential oil that you're using. A lot of people use tea tree oil, but tea tree oil can be very caustic, very volatile, and if you have to make sure you dilute it extremely, or you're going to have a burnt vagina, basically. So you have to make sure, but you can use various ones for vaginal infections. You can this is also just a whole bunch of ways. I have also ways that you can use them. You can use them for anxiety. One thing that I love lavender essential oil. I'm going to talk a little bit more about lavender essential oil. But lavender to me is so calming and so wonderful. And you can actually use essential oils for anxiety, to help even uplift, if you're also for depression, uplifting your moods. You can use them when there's mixtures that you can make, again, with a carrier oil, and you can make blends for, like, if you have sore muscles in your legs. I've also made stuff for someone who was working out and was having a lot of knee pain, and creating a blend that helped heal the area, heal the muscles, heal the bones, heal the ligaments and everything, and help heal that kind of area during when they're working out. Menopause. You know, we can get hot flashes. Sometimes we have, like, people can make sprays for that, and just help cool you off from, you know, if you're getting a hot flash. Also, as I talked about, vaginal infections, you can even make vaginal suppositories to help if you're having vaginal dryness during menopause time, or even if you're having, you know, dryness during sexual relations. You know, typically I just tell people that you can just use plain coconut oil. And then there's also some herbs that you can actually infuse oils with, but since we're talking about essential oils, You can also, get certain essential oils that will help heal the tissue. Helichrysum, I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look up about. I know helichrysum is a wonderful skin healing essential oil. I've used it in blends that people wanted for like rosacea to help on their face, and it really helped them a lot. I would have to look up to see if we can put it inside the vagina. Yes, olive oil as well. Yes, Nancy, thank you for reminding me. You can definitely use olive oil as well, vaginally as well. But I would definitely look up, but helichrysum is such a wonderful, beautiful smelling essential oil, and it is so good for your face. Another one that smells so well. There's so many that smell so good. Essential oils, most of them smell very pretty, and it really kind of depends on your smell. Some people like the citrus smells, some people like woodsy kind of smells, some people like citrus smells. So there's a whole bunch of different kind of smells obviously in the world, but essential oils give off, and you almost have to kind of breathe them in and see what you like and how. I could say to someone, okay, you're depressed and you're not feeling good, and one person may say, oh, what makes me so happy is smelling like roses in the backyard and smelling the flowers, where someone else may say, ooh, I love citrus, I love orange and lime and grapefruit, it just gets me going and helps me go for the day. So it really just depends on, everyone has their own sense of smell, and everyone has their own sense of what they really like. So it just depends on everyone. But there are so many things that we can use essential oils for, okay? The way that we use them also, I totally forgot, I meant to turn it on. I had my little diffuser all ready to go. But one thing that is a great thing is a diffuser. Here is a little diffuser. It lights up, it changes little colors, and it actually just gives off a little, I don't know if you can see via the video because it's such an ever slight mist. And I use this in my kitchen area, and I put different ones in depending on what's going on. Sometimes I put ones that are like antibacterial, antimicrobial, because it's the cold season, it's winter. I want my air being really nice and clean and, germ free, because I don't want to get sick. And then sometimes, it's at nighttime, maybe we just want to relax, and I'll put like a relaxing one in there. One thing that I did try, this is actually a wireless air diffuser. Over the summer, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how well it worked, but I put this on. I put essential oils in here that were good for bug repellent, such as lemon and lemongrass. I did that, and then I put that down on the floor underneath the table, while we're hanging out, and kind of let that diffuse out there. Would I say it was perfect? No, absolutely not. But I also had a spray, which also helped a lot. So you can even use essential oil bug sprays as well. There are inhalers that you can use. These are just little inhalers, and basically, I can't take it off because I actually have, this is a live one. This little top comes off. There's a little, like basically a condensed like cotton bud in there, and you just put a couple of drops of essential oil in there, and then there's a little hole right here, and you just smell it up your nose. This one is really good. It's got rosemary and peppermint in. Rosemary is excellent for memory. There's actually been research that has been done in regard to rosemary and memory and dementia. So I always encourage people to cook with rosemary, put rosemary essential oil. Like if you're studying for any kind of exams and you want to get a diffuser to help you with your memory, or get an inhaler, that's a really, really good thing for those, for our college students, or if you're in high school or you're taking any kind of course, which I always seem to be learning and taking some kind of course, because I love learning. I love trying to pass along everything that I possibly know. You can make sprays. Like I said, you can make a spray, a spritz for like hot flashes, like just usually I put like distilled water. You can either put alcohol as a, what is the word? Like a preservative, or witch hazel. I put a little bit, a tiny bit of like olive oil in there, and then I put my essential oils, and there you go. You got like you can do like peppermint. Peppermint is so cooling. Peppermint is also great for like headaches. But you can just make a kind of spray. You can make it like a linen spray. I also have a spray that I use. Sometimes I tend to, if I have to wake up really early in the morning, when I used, especially when I used to work in the city, and I would take my shower at nighttime just because I had to be out of the house by like 6:15 in the morning, and I'm not much of a morning person. So I have like a body spray that I made. So I would take a shower at night, but in the morning I just spray my little essential oil kind of body spray on. You know, it would make me feel like ready to go for the day. It was really, really good. Let's see. I also you can make lotions. I've made this lotion here that's really, really good. There's lots of ways that we can actually take in essential oils, which is a great kind of segue into the cautions of essential oils. I'm huge on a lot of things, but one thing is that I'm always into research, and I'm always into making sure that we, when I talk about herbs, when I talk about essential oils, we need to really honor these things. They do, when you're taking pharmaceutical drugs, sometimes they can have interaction with medications. Sometimes you can have a medical condition and it can interact with that. So essential oil safety is very, very important to me. There's actually a Facebook group about essential oil safety, about any kind of questions you may have about it. And then I also have this huge book. It's Essential Oil Safety. It's by Tisserand and Young. And I always tell people, if you have any questions about essential oil safety, you're not sure if you can do it with the medication you're taking or a medical condition you have, just email me. I'd be more than happy to look it up for you. Because, you know, some essential oils will interact with medications you may be taking. Or let's take even clary sage, which is a really great essential oil, but if you have something like fibroids, it can actually increase bleeding during your period. So if you put let's say you put clary sage, I mean, it's good for like kind of, it can deal with cramps, but if you put it on there when you have fibroids, you're just going to bleed more, and you don't really want that to happen. I learned the hard way. I actually used clary sage, and I was kind of wondering, why am I bleeding so much? What is going on here? And then when I actually looked up, this was prior to my certification, when I looked it up, I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff really is, it's serious, and we should respect it. And I think that when people are thinking about doing alternative stuff, I think it's really important that we do research and we find out exactly what is going on. There are lots of companies out there, and I'm not going to necessarily mention any names, but they're like multi-level marketing companies that sell essential oils, and people become reps. And I just hope that those people become certified aromatherapists. I have seen posts where someone has recommended using clove for a baby that is teething. You should not use clove on an infant for teething. It does help with adults, but even if in adults, it could be very irritating to the gums. So I tell people to be very cautious, to make sure that you do your homework, make sure you look up something, you check in with a certified aromatherapist. Email me if you want to. I'll look up in the book, because it's really important that we realize that. You want to make sure too that you dilute your essential oils. Some essential oils can go directly on your skin and not cause irritation, but sometimes they can cause irritation. Sometimes, even if you just use the essential oil, start off like in a really sensitive part of skin, like the inner part of your arm, and then find out. I know personally, I can put lavender oil on my skin like once, but if I put it on again like within a short amount of time, I will get a very itchy reaction. My skin will get red and it'll get very itchy. So we have to really make sure that we really look out for ourselves and make sure that we're not just taking the word of someone that might not necessarily be certified in that area. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then some essential oils are what we call photosensitive. Things like a lot of the citrus ones like lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, they could be photosensitive. So if you put them on your skin and then you go out into the sun, you're going to get burnt on your skin. Your skin's going to get a little extra red, so you just want to be careful. And then, you just also want to make sure there are essential oils and even herbs that are contraindicated in pregnancy. Some example of essential oils that are contraindicated in pregnancy are like anise, carrot seed, where carrot seed, actually not the essential oil, but the carrot seed is actually used by herbalists as a form of birth control. So you can see how carrot seed is really something that you would not want to use during your pregnancy. And fennel and myrrh are another kind of essential oil that you don't want to use during pregnancy. So I just wanted to go over a couple of ones. Now there are so many different essential oils out there. Hello Mona Lisa, how are you? I hope all is well. I see that you just joined. So there's this couple essential oils, just 3 of them that I thought I would kind of go over. There are so many wonderful essential oils, and they all, I wish we could just have, like, even with herbs, a lot of with herbs, when you look at the properties and what they actually do, a lot of them do a lot of the same things. So it's almost like we need kind of a handful. And I think that if anybody's going to start off, thank you, Mona Lisa. She says, I love your videos. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're here. A lot of them have the same kind of properties, and if we can just kind of have like a handful of them, that would be really great. And one essential oil that I absolutely love, because I'm just a sucker for it, is lavender. Lavender is great for so many things. It's an analgesic, provides pain relief. It's good for relaxation. It's good for anxiety. It's an anti-inflammatory. It helps with wounds. One of the guys who it was a long time ago, I can't remember his name, but I do know that he got burnt on his hand, and he just happened to have some lavender oil or something like that, and it happened to put on there, and he noticed how the skin healed a lot quicker, and that's how we knew that it's got wound healing properties. I use lavender if any kind of cut, or if anybody around me has a cut, I'm like, oh, I gotta get the lavender on there. So it's really, really good. It stimulates our immune response. It's an anti-spasmodic. It's antifungal. It's antibacterial. Love lavender. Absolutely love lavender. Peppermint is another, provides pain relief. It also is an anti-inflammatory. It's also an antispasmodic. So you can see how some of these properties are just kind of over, laying one another. Peppermint can also, if you think about it, it's kind of a cooling, herb. I mean, if you think peppermint, you think of cool, so it can help reduce fevers. Peppermint is also great. If I ever have a headache, I just put it right here. It's really helpful. But you just have to be very careful with peppermint. You should not, when you do any essential oils, you should not put anything around your eyes at all. And you really got to make sure that you put it far away, because sometimes even when I do it, I gotta okay, put it back on my hair and stuff like that, because even like the scent of it in the air can be like very sensitive. So that is definitely, just got to be careful with that. Peppermint also is what we call, it stimulates the menstrual flow, just like rosemary. So you have to be careful with that if you're going to use it with your period. But I love peppermint. I think lavender and peppermint are a great two starter ones. Another thing is rosemary. These are actually rosemary, peppermint, and lavender. I make my own hand sanitizer. I get like I have a little container. I don't have it here. I fill it up half with aloe vera gel, and then the other half with vodka. And I put essential oils of peppermint, lavender, and rosemary in there because they all have, you know, antibacterial, antimicrobial kind of properties to them. So, and it feels really good when you put it on your hands. It just feels so much cool. The aloe vera, even though it's alcohol, which could be a little bit drying, alcohol is going to also just help kill anything, but then the aloe vera gel makes it a little bit more smoother, and it's really, really great. I love it. Rosemary is anti-inflammatory, anti-spasmodic. It reduces fever. It's an analgesic. So you can kind of see, I don't know if you can kind of see how they all kind of have little same of the properties. And a lot of the times when we're looking for formulas for something, we actually go, okay, what properties do we need? Like I need an anti-spasmodic, I need an like if I'm going to be doing something for cramps, I want something that's anti-spasmodic, so it's going to help with muscle cramps. I'm going to want something that has an analgesic effect. I'm going to want something that has anti-inflammatory. So I'm going to put those kind of words there, and I'm going to find the herbs or essential oils that are going to have those kind of properties, and they're all going to kind of intermingle with each other. And so that's how a lot of times when people are doing herbal medicine or essential oils are trying to find those herbs that have multiple properties, so they can kind of use the least amount of herbs or essential oils to get the most benefit for you. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. But you do have to be careful. Like I know that we were talking about anti-inflammatory and anti-spasmodic, which a couple of these have, but rosemary and peppermint do stimulate menstrual blood flow. So if you wanted something for your cramps, just shoot me a message, and I'll be more than happy to share my little recipe that I have. All right. Erin, I see you joined. Hello, Erin. I hope all is well. We're talking about essential oils, obviously, but we're getting to the end. What I want to next talk about is where do you get your essential oils? I think this is really important. One, I don't recommend getting them in a health food store because how long have they been sitting there? What kind of temperature have they been in? You know, when we think of essential oils, they do have a shelf life. Sometimes the shelf life is pretty long, but you don't know how long that essential oil has been on the shelf. And heat can change the components. Light, that's why a lot when you see essential oils, they're in dark containers because they can be sensitive to the light, and they can change the compounds of the essential oils. I particularly keep all of my essential oils in the refrigerator. I actually have a little special refrigerator that's just for my my oils, and I have some carrier oils that need to be put into a refrigerator as well. So you want to not necessarily do that. You want to check for companies that do what we call GSMS testing, and that's gas chromatography. Graphy. I'm going to mess that up because I always do. And then mass spectrometry. I can't. I'm sorry. They're tongue twisters for Lori. So basically, what these tests do is they break down the essential oil and find out exactly what's in the oil, and then they also see how much of it is in the oil, and they also make sure that they're not what we call adulterated. Sometimes essential oils are adulterated, and they're not even essential oils, they're just perfume, okay? And you want to make sure that it has the chemical components that are actually going to be helpful and have those properties of anti-inflammatory, anti-spasmodic, antibacterial, and all this kind of stuff. So a good company is not only going to do that testing, but they're going to share their results with you. Any company that tells you that that's private information and that's a proprietary whatever, I'm going to just say it is bullshit. If you want your people to know what exactly is in this essential, it's not like your lemon essential oil has something different than anybody else's. It's a lemon essential oil. it should have the key components in it, and it should have certain levels of it to make sure that it is pure and it is actually a lemon essential oil. It's not something, you know, I can understand that if you have a blend, let's just suppose you have a, you know, there's that one that's called Thieves, which is basically an antibacterial immune booster, right? So it's going to have different essential oils in it. It's a blend of essential oils. So if you don't necessarily want people to know how much of this oil and how much of that oil and how much of this in there, okay, I totally get that. But when you break apart the essential oils, grapefruit essential oils, grapefruit essential oil, it should have certain components in it, and that's the end of the story there. So there are a couple of companies that actually do. I mean, there's lots of really good companies out there, but one Aromatic International, they actually share their reports online when you go buy it. Another one is Eden's Garden. I'm an Eden's Garden freak. I have like all of them. Well, not all of them. Let's not get too crazy, but I do have a lot of them. I like them. They do provide their reports, and they're very reasonably priced. I have been using them for a while. I'm not getting paid for this from Eden's Garden or anything like that. I'm just telling you my personal opinion. I like them. I've had good results with using them for lots of various things for people with different, we'll say, medical problems or whatever that's going on with them. Mountain Rose is another great. Mountain Rose is great even for herbs. They're really, really good company. I would definitely look into those three companies, and I wouldn't particularly look at other companies. There's just, I don't want to mention any of them, but there's very big organizations that there's lots of reports out there that they don't do their testing, and they won't share any of their stuff, which I just, I don't know, I have my own feelings about it. Everybody's got their own feelings for it. Okay, so I talked about storing them in the refrigerator, the darkness, and no heat. And that's about it when it comes to a very quick overview of essential oils. I love essential oils. I love herbs. I love to try to live my life as natural as possible. I understand that conventional medicine is important in various times, but I love dealing with this stuff. I love creating things. The other day I ran out of powder, and I figured, oh, I'm sure I can have something. I can have some ingredients in the house that I can make myself my own baby powder. And I had arrowroot, I got a little baking soda, and I got lavender essential oil. And there I go. I have a nice little now powder that I'm using with just ingredients in the house, and I know that it's good for me. So I love it. I'm hoping that we can have further conversations about essential oils. You know, please let me know if you have a certain thing that you want to know to help you with essential oils. Yeah. So that's it about essential oils. Hopefully, again, I'm so sorry that our guest didn't show tonight, unfortunately, and you were stuck with me, and hopefully that was just as good as if we had our guest here tonight. So thank you for watching. If you have not signed up for my newsletter, please do. Women's Health on the Go /subscribe. I've got a great pamphlet. It's got lots of information, health, easy, simple lifestyle changes that you can do to take care of yourself, that's about it. I will see you next week. I'm debating on 2 subjects for next week, and maybe you can vote down below whether you want to talk about birth control or anti-inflammatory diet. I have talked a couple of times, I've said in a couple of my shows about really getting, you know, one of the things to do to help yourself is following an anti-inflammatory diet. So I thought maybe I should do a show on it just to talk a little bit about what it is, what are the foods, what are the things that you want to avoid. If you let me know what you want to do, either anti-inflammatory or how to choose a birth control for you, which is the best way for you to find out the best kind of birth control for you. Again, thank you so much. Remember, women's health matters. Our bodies matter. So make sure that we take care of ourselves, and I will see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.